Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Como Park Zoo and Conservatory. My name's Michelle Furr. I am the Director and Campus Manager of the Zoo and Conservatory, and we are a department of St. Paul Parks and Recreation. And I can't be more excited to have all of you here today for a project that we have been working on for many, many years. Como Park Zoo and Conservatory welcomes over 2 million visitors every year, and we're open 365 days. And that's a lot of touch points. The purpose of Como is to inspire the public to value the presence of living things in our lives. And one way that we can do that is participating in the decarbonization of the city of St. Paul with a project like this with Geothermal. So I am excited to celebrate this project with all of you, but there are so many other people that have been part of that you're going to hear from today. So I'm going to welcome our mayor of the city of St. Paul, Mayor Melvin Carter.
Thank you, Michelle. It's good to see you, and it's always good to be here at Como Park Zoo and Conservatory, one of the few remaining free zoos in the country. It's one of the things that, Senator, when I tell folks, probably the most important lesson I learned in moving 1,000 miles away for college is how much I like St. Paul. And it's one of the things that I realized when I got to Florida for school. I kind of looked around and said, well, where's the free city-owned zoo? And as it turns out, there wasn't one there, and there isn't one in most places. We're excited to be here today to break ground on an incredible clean energy project right here at our zoo and conservatory. And we can hear one of the best sounds that ever happens in a community, the sound of young people playing right here behind us. This project will be a major milestone in our efforts to move forward toward a cleaner St. Paul. This project is the single biggest step that we've taken to advance that goal. We're on this mission to make our community carbon neutral, and that starts with thinking through the city as an organization, thinking through our carbon footprints with regard to our fleet, and certainly with regard to our buildings. This site represents up to about a quarter of the emissions of city-owned and operated buildings every year. So making an impact here really does make an impact citywide. With millions of visitors every year to Como Zoo, this is an incredible place to not only do the work, but to showcase the work. Transitioning the primates and polar bears building from natural gas-fueled heating to geothermal energy and electric heat pumps will significantly reduce greenhouse gas emissions from city operations and help us save money on future operations and energy costs. This project will also convert the whole campus to LED lighting and building control systems that will greatly enhance energy efficiency. I have to thank, I always tell folks that, my only problem with this job is it didn't come with a magic wand, that we can't do big things, we can't do cool things without partners who step up to the plate and help us get that done. I'm here today with someone I've known for a very long time who's been, a bunch of people I've known for a very long time, but I certainly want to thank Senator Tina Smith for your help in getting $2.2 million in congressionally directed spending for this project, certainly along with Senator Amy Klobuchar and Congresswoman Betty McCollum for your roles in just shaping this project and making it available. Would you give a round of applause, please, to my senator? I'm grateful for the partnership between our St. Paul Parks and Rec with all the St. Paul Parks and with all the City of St. Paul employees in this space. Just raise your hand so we can acknowledge you. And we've been joined by a TikTok celebrity, but I'll let you find out who that is as we move forward. I would certainly want to thank our partnership with Honeywell, who's our lead contractor. With Senator Verbatim and Representative Lee Finke, thank you for being here, for your partnership, your dedication to the Como neighborhood and Como Zoo, along with your support for the common sense sales tax proposal, which helped us bring this initiative to St. Paul voters and helped us be able to create funding, a generation worth of funding to do amazing projects like this. And certainly I have to thank Senator, thank you, sir, Senator, I'm giving you, I got it. Councilmember Wajan Kim, thank you so much for being here, for your championship of all amazing things in St. Paul, and certainly of this neighborhood and this site. We appreciate you being here as well. And certainly all those voters and supporters in St. Paul who approved our common sense sales tax to invest funds in this project, in the soccer fields that we opened yesterday. We're going to just, our Parks and Rec staff told me yesterday that I'm going to get tired of doing groundbreakings with common sense projects, and I told them bring it on. I don't think we'll get tired of that anytime soon. Parks and Rec Director Andy Rodriguez, where'd you go? Andy Rodriguez. Como Zoo and Conservatory Director Michelle Furr, thank you so much for being here. Definitely have to thank our Director of our Office of Financial Services, John McCarthy. We can't get anything done unless he signs a check, so please give him a round of applause. This is one of the many ways we're moving forward towards a more sustainable future for St. Paul. Through our city buildings decarbonization plan, we're moving the city's buildings toward 100% clean energy. Just earlier this month, we broke ground at the Heights on the housing development on St. Paul's east side for a new district geothermal system that will be the first of its kind in Minnesota and one of the first in the country, using heat transfer from the aquifer to heat and cool buildings without any combustion. That's exciting for us. I definitely want to thank you, Representative Patty Acom, who chairs the House Climate and Energy Committee, for being here today and for your support for this initiative in our capital city as well. Thank you for your support. This is a cool project at a cool place in a cool city that's happening because of a bunch of hard work of a bunch of really cool people, and I want to say thank you to all of them. And without further ado, I'm going to pass it to, like I said, someone who's been a boss of mine, who's been a mentor of mine, who's been a friend of mine, who's been a colleague of mine, someone who I have learned a whole lot from and been inspired by greatly, and that's our Minnesota United States Senator Tina Smith.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much, Mayor Carter, and to Michelle. Thank you for your great leadership in this fantastic place. And congratulations to St. Paul and to the Como Zoo for this great project to power the zoo with energy efficient geothermal heat. You know, now I've been coming to the Como Zoo for many, many years, since our kids were little, and I love this place. I love how this place connects people with the living world, and it does it in a way that is free. So everybody can come and everybody can enjoy it. And so it's fantastic to be here. I also want to say congratulations on the new Tiger Cubs. That's right. Marissa and Max, is that how you say it? That's like really cool. I'm going to hope to go check out the Tiger Cubs when I'm done. I haven't told my staff that yet. So the Como Zoo, of course, could not have stronger advocates than the people that are gathered here today, along with Mayor Carter, Senator Uma Verbaden, and Representative Finke, and Councilmember Kim. It's just fantastic to be here with all of you. And I want to also just recognize my colleagues, Senator Klobuchar and Representative McCollum. We were so glad to work with you to deliver $2.2 million in federal dollars back to St. Paul to help this project happen. And so this money, it comes to St. Paul through a process called congressionally designated funding. And basically what that is it means that you bring us your best ideas, and then we go to work to make it happen and bring that funding home and to make those ideas a reality. And that is exactly what is happening here. And let's be clear, this is a great idea. This geothermal heat pumps are going to keep the seals and the sloths and the monkeys warm and comfortable, and they're going to keep all the families warm and comfortable that visit them. It's going to be reducing carbon emissions, and it's going to be moving St. Paul closer to your goal of getting to carbon neutral by 2050, and it's going to save money. And so, you know, I've seen the zoo's old natural gas steam boiler systems. I've been there, I've seen it. These boilers were from the 1940s, and they're kind of a Goliath, and they are not the most efficient. And I mean, things go wrong. Things go wrong with those boilers. So with this project, we are replacing that Goliath with a new modern geothermal heat pump, which will use less energy and save money. And that is going to be good for everyone, animals and humans alike. And this is a big deal because the zoo and the conservatory amount for a big chunk of the emissions that St. Paul generates. And so this has a big impact on those overall goals. You know, I am very, very proud that Minnesota is leading the clean energy transition across the state and here in St. Paul at the zoo and everywhere. And this is good for reducing carbon emissions, and it's good for air quality, and it's good for lowering energy costs. So this is a clear win-win for the Como Zoo and for all of us. And I just want to note that this project wouldn't be happening but for leadership, 3 big leadership moments. The first is passing the Inflation Reduction Act, which Congress passed in when Joe Biden signed into law, which is the biggest historic investment in clean energy that we have seen in our history. And that is making investments like this heat pump technology, it is making it possible what we're celebrating today. But the second big leadership moment is the incredible work that Governor Walz and Lieutenant Governor Flanagan and the state legislature have done to move clean energy forward across the entire state of Minnesota, setting big goals and then putting in place the process to make those goals a reality. And then the third, of course, is that this is the great work of the mayor and the great people of the city of St. Paul to take all of that energy and turn it into clean energy here at the zoo and everywhere around the state. So I'm just so grateful to have a chance to be here and to celebrate this. And if you're watching this at home and you're saying, gosh, maybe I could have a heat pump in my own house and I could get some of these benefits as well. Well, that is true. With the Inflation Reduction Act, we have tax credits, and soon we're going to have rebates to make geothermal heat pumps work for you, in your own house. And you may be asking, in the wintertime in Minnesota? Yes, in the wintertime in Minnesota. So congratulations, everybody. Let's go get this done. And now I would like to please welcome and ask for your welcome to your great state senator, Claire Omoverbaden.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Claire Verbaeten. I am so proud to represent this district in the Minnesota Senate. And I love the Como Zoo. I live in this neighborhood, and while this is a great asset to the Como neighborhood, it's a statewide asset that we have visitors from all across Minnesota coming to. And that's because of the great leadership of Michelle, our mayor, all of our amazing City of St. Paul staff to make sure this resource is actually free and equitable to everyone across the state. So we're so lucky to truly have a statewide asset here in District 66. I also just want to take a moment to acknowledge the great partnership that we have here between all of our different levels of government. This is not possible without the leadership of Senator Smith, of course. At the state legislature, Representative Finke and I making sure that we championed that common sense sales tax that is making these investments in critical infrastructure across the city of St. Paul possible. And then it's our great mayor and our great council member and all of our staff who are bringing those projects to life. So we really love working together in St. Paul. That's sort of our way, and that's how we get great projects like this. Of course, this is an amazing, climate action project, right? This is going to help us meet those goals for our city and for our state. But I, as someone who serves on the Public Safety Committee, just want to bring another angle to this, in that this is about keeping our community safe. You know, the mayor talked about that great noise we hear of our children playing in the background. You know, I live over here. I'm often walking my dog around this complex, and you see all of these families enjoying this space, being outside, and that's public safety as well. That's really about having these resources that are available to everyone, where we feel safe, where we can play, where we can gather together. So I love representing this district. I'm so proud to be a part of this partnership in making this possible, and want to introduce now my representative, Lee Finke, who also helped bring this together.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lee Finke. My pronouns are she, her, her. I represent District 66A in the Minnesota House, and I want to welcome you all to my district this morning. I, like everyone up here, I love the Como Zoo. I live near the Como Zoo. It has been a common and regular part of my life and my kids' life since they were born. Everybody loves the Como Zoo. I knew this, but I had no idea how beloved the Como Zoo was before I started serving in the House of Representatives. The advocacy for this place is tremendous. Congratulations on this and everything you've been able to do. It is truly a beloved part of our community, as you have heard. So yeah, this project, it represents the next step in nearly a decade of efficiency projects that have been going on at Como Zoo and Conservatory. The commitment of the zoo to addressing not just cost savings, but efficiency measures and reduction in greenhouse gases is really inspiring. And as you have heard, as we have, I believe, all said, this doesn't happen without the partnership of all levels of government. All levels of government, from the federal to the city, are needed to pull off cool projects like this. The mayor called this a cool project in a cool place, and it very much is that. And I want to thank and make sure that we especially recognize the leadership, especially of geothermal, but of all of the wonderful efficiency projects that have been going on statewide. The leadership of Chair Acom at the Energy Committee in the House. She is a true champion for these projects and for what we are trying to do in this state to combat climate change. So thank you very much for your leadership. I'm inspired. And then I'll just close by saying, partnerships like this, where we leverage our federal and our state and our city and our county resources toward a single important outcome that we can all agree on, they are crucial to the successful governance of the city of St. Paul. And I look forward to us committing to do this level of compatible and friendly interaction and attention to projects that aren't necessarily cool, but are absolutely necessary. This is an attraction for the state, and we need to absolutely make sure we are prioritizing everyone in the state and all of the needs that we have. But I look forward to working in the future on bringing all of this partnership to all projects that demand attention in St. Paul, from the Como Zoo to the North Snelling, to every other community situation that's arriving in our cities. This is how we solve projects. This is how we do big work. We do it together. We recognize that these problems can be solved, and we pay close attention to the needs of everyone. So with that, I will introduce my friend and City Council Vice President, Hwa-Jung Kim.
Hwa-Jung Kim. I am a council member here. Welcome to Ward 5. I am the honored vice president of the incoming St. Paul City Council. It is a pleasure to see you all here today. I make a joke that Ward 5 has a lot of graveyards, but after redistricting, we also gained a lot of the animals in the city. And so it's to say that we are not just stewards and creating sustainable energy sources for our animals and our environment, but we were all stewards of the land and the ecosystem around us. And so I think this sort of ironically, this project really demonstrates our commitment to not just the animals, but also our communities and the environment at large. So it's an incredible opportunity for us to break ground today. So having geothermal energy at the Como Zoo really showcases a commitment to transition away from fossil fuels. Earlier this year, the St. Paul City Council approved $7 million for the first phase of this project. So again, incredible to be standing here with this very large, I don't even know what that is actually. Hopefully someone will tell me. Construction and thank you, yes. But this shift away from gas-powered energy to geothermal will result in less greenhouse emissions, which is only good given our current climate crisis. And local governments can play a significant role in combating the climate crisis by integrating sustainable energy into our existing infrastructure. And not just existing infrastructure, but later this year, we're gonna cut ground on a really incredible project in the North End in partnership with Parks and Rec, where the new North End Community Center also has geothermal. And so including graveyards and the zoo, Ward 5 is also going to be the proud ward of 2 major city-funded geothermal projects. So we are very proud to be leading this effort. I think I get a little participation badge in that effort. But I'm really proud to be here with all of you today, and thank you so much for your commitment to our climate and to our environment, and to continue to be strong stewards of this land. So thank you so much for being here today.
1, 2, 3.